Hello and welcome to another Wineword Italy review. As you can see, I'm back inside. The weather has gone from severe winter to the hottest spring on record, and back to fog and rain this weekend. So there we are. Okay, let's think a little bit about what we're going to taste today. If you put the words wine and Tuscany in the same sentence, usually you'll also find the word Chianti somewhere in there too. But Tuscany is large and Chianti is only produced in a certain area. Go outside of that area and there are plenty of other interesting wine growing zones. Take the Maremma, and in particular Fattoria La Maliosa. This is located in Rosso province, near the town of Manciano and not far from Fattoria. Let's check that quickly on the map. Here we go. Alright, if we look there, there is Lake Bolsena. Okay, Orvieto is here, and if we come inland a bit further, over here we are in the area of Saturnia. So that's where we'll find Fattoria La Maliosa. Okay, but this is not just another winery. It's an organic farm where nature and time are helped rather than modified by the actions of man. And here are two of the fruits of the labours of all at La Maliosa, especially Antonella Manuli and the enologist Enrico Bacchetti. I am very pleased to have the chance to taste these wines, knowing the amount of effort and passion and nature, really, that went into making them. So let's have a look at the first of the two wines. This one is a La Maliosa Bianco, in this case a 2009. It's denominated as a Maremma Toscana IGT. There it is. This one's a bit steaming up a bit on the bottle. I've had it in the fridge to chill it down, and it's extremely humid today. As I said, we've got thick fog outside. So, what goes into this? Well, it's a blend of 80% Procanico, which is a local variant of Trebbiano, which I'm quite familiar with because it's one of the popular varieties in this area as well, and I believe by identification of area, it is the most commonly grown white grape in Tuscany. And the other 20% is Ansonica, Grechetto and Malvasia Bianca. And the Grechetto we met when I tasted some white wine from Umbria. The Ansonica we met when I talked about the white wine from Don Fugata in Sicily. So I'm familiar with the effects these grapes have, but I'm not familiar with this particular blend. And bear in mind also, as I said, this is a completely organic setup. There's no chemicals added. There are no unnatural products put in whatsoever. The vineyards in this case are located at about 300 metres above sea level and on an alkaline limey soil. Harvest, of course, is all manual into small boxes around the middle of September. Ooh, smells good. Fermentation is spontaneous using natural yeast present on the grapes. The young wine is matured in wood for a minimum of 8 months and bottle refined for at least another 6 months. Bottling is carried out according to the lunar cycle without further treatment or filtration. And sulfites are present, but they are kept to an absolute minimum. The alcohol level is given as 12%, serving it quite cool here. So let's have a little look. What an interesting colour. My goodness. Natural wine always presents surprises. I was at the tasting the other night in Ferrara, And look at that. Is that really a white? My goodness, it's a rosé, a warmish, glowing pink. A golden pink. That's quite a surprise. Not what I expected at all. So, let's get the nose in and see what we got. Incidentally, I have looked on internet and I haven't seen any reviews of this wine listed, so let's see what we're getting here. Oh, and certainly I can get the warmth of the barrels there. Wow. And a lovely, natural, almost a fresh bread smell coming out there as well. That would be the yeasts doing their something, but surprising, I've got quite a warm kind of sensation there, so let's see what else. A fresh fruit bowl. General overall impression. Nothing too sweet, nothing too rich. That's quite pleasant. Oh well, let's get the taste going and we'll see what it tastes like. Chin chin. Well, it's certainly dry. There's a surprising warmth there. You can feel it's natural. You can feel that's not a heavily treated, filtered, chemical added, if you like, touched up wine. If you imagine the difference between a photograph of a model that's been photoshopped and a picture you take of somebody and that you just put in a frame at home, possibly that's the difference between something mass-produced and what we have here. This is the photo you've got at home. It's natural, it's... What you see is what you get. Certainly I'm getting a taste of the barrel there. And quite good persistence in the taste. I mean, looking at the consistency of the wine, I thought maybe it wouldn't last. But the flavour lasts quite well. And I think something as dry and clean tasting as that, we'd be looking at a really good fish dish to accompany it. So possibly appropriate on Good Friday to put that with something fishy and tasty. So there we are, wine number one today, La Maliosa Bianco, 2009, Maremma, Toscana, IGT. A surprising colour as far as I was concerned. Not the sort of crisp golden or greeny whites we expect. And there it is. So congratulations to those good people at La Maliosa to having put this together. Very interesting colour indeed, and an interesting and very palatable drink. Again, it's a shame to be drinking it alone. I think this really begs a little accompaniment. So, chin chin. And the second offering from Fattoria La Maliosa is their Rosso 2009 Maremma Toscana. I hope we're getting that. IGT, once again. It's the same denomination but with the red variety. So let's have a little think about this as we open it. It's another blend. We've got 50% Ciliegiolo, 30% Tinto di Spagna, which is a local variant of the Alicante grape, and 20% of other local grapes. The harvest, once again, is in mid-September, and manual with grape bunches being collected in small boxes to avoid damage to the fruit, obviously. As with the Bianco, fermentation is spontaneous, with naturally present yeasts, and maturation with skins on lasts about 1 month. colour there, and a good nose too. So, let's pop this in here. There we are. It's matured for 1 year at least in wooden barrels. Oh my goodness, interrupt my talk there, that's a superb colour. At least a year in wooden barrels, and then a minimum of 6 months refining in the bottle. Again, without treatment or filtration, and alcohol comes in at about 14.5% according to the label. Okay, so let's have a look at that colour. I mean, we can see straight away it's not filtered. It's very dense consistency, deep ruby red, but very, very dense as well. Look at that. And it's quite cold today, so I can't see the alcohol arcing very much there at the moment. I'll probably get that more in the taste than in the nose today, because perhaps it's not quite at an ideal temperature. We should be 18 to 20 degrees. To be honest, I doubt if it's that. Oh yes, hang on, I've got a little nose there of the wine, and my mouth begins to water immediately. Right, so let's put the nose in and see what we've got. Oh, I've got a barrel full of cherries there. Ripe, dark cherries. My goodness, it's almost, the smell is so rich you could almost take a spoon to it. Absolutely lovely. Nothing extraneous at all. That's just barrel, and those Ciliegiolo certainly live up to their name, because it means like a cherry, and certainly we've got the cherry scent coming through there, and the yeasts are still present in the nose. It's a world away from some wines I have tasted, some heavily worked wines, overproduced wines. So let's get the taste going. Chin chin. Wonderful tannins, my goodness. Oh, and they last and then drop away at the end there. It's a lighter consistency than I expected, but then it is only a 2009. It's not a heavy consistency. Alcohol not overpowering, quite warm. And you can taste the fruit there too. The cherry sensation is there. Dark, deep dark, overripe cherries. It's there in the warmth of the taste, and there's a spiciness too, probably from the barrels, a bit of vanilla or even a sort of tobacco-y sensation. Well, that's wonderful to have the opportunity to taste something so natural. But again, I'm doing it an injustice. I should put this with something substantial. I mean, a good grill, a hearty stew, and a glass of this would be a very, very good match indeed. So there we are, the wines today from La Maliosa, down there in the Maremma. This one, the Rosso 2009 Maremma Toscana IGT. Splendid with a mixed grill or a hearty stew. Thanks to all at Fattoria La Maliosa for sending these, and I'll see you very soon on Wineword Italy Reviews. Chin chin!